Okay, so before we dive into the amazing material that I have not so amazingly prepared for today, does anyone have any questions about any issues they're facing in command, any things they're trying to do and they're getting little hiccups? Anything, hit me with it. That's a whole lot of silence. I'm going to say that you are all command experts and we can close the class for today.
That was quick.
Just kidding. I know, quickest class ever. No, so today we are going to be talking about agent websites and landing pages. Now, I say this a lot, and all of you could probably parrot it back to me inside of our onboarding appointments that for the most part, I do not see a lot of agents highly utilizing the agent websites. Okay. This can be used as an additional marketing tool. It can be used as a place to send your clients so that they can search for properties. It can be used for a lot of things. So today we're kind of going to roll through how you customize your agent site the way that you want to customize your agent site and all of the other things that you can do with that and the landing pages. So anytime that you're in the command home page and you want to see what all these little beautiful icons mean, click on the red KW and it will expand to the view. Today we're going to be spending the whole time in the consumer portion of command. I'm very excited about this today.
Are you?
Yes, very excited. I love teaching all of you guys. I think it's so much fun. So I can no longer see your pretty little faces on the Zoom screen. So if you have a question, please unmute and yell at me. I will not take offense. So when you go to the consumer portion of command, you see your configured agent site right up at the top. There's your URL, nice, shiny, and new. If we click on that, you will be able to see exactly what your agent site looks like at this point in time. And you will be able to see it from the client's perspective. So there are a couple things that I want to point out to you here. There is a login/sign up area that is not for you to log in or sign up. You can if you want to. You can always create signups for anything that we do so that you can view everything from the consumer end. And I do recommend that most of the time. There is also a little drop down menu where you can get to your other sub pages. This will come in handy in a little bit. And I will explain this more later, just showing you where it is. If you're back to the login sign up real quick, if your client does log in or sign up, they're registering for your site. And because this is personally branded to you, they will be put into your command database. So it is a useful tool. Our beautiful little logos in the top left-hand corner. There is text here, let's get started today, as well as some pretty pictures in the background. And then there's for sale, for rent options for you to be able to search. At the bottom of the page, you see interested, let's talk with a lead form. And then it pulls all of the agent information over. If I was a live real estate agent, you will see that there would be a license number here somewhere, but here we are. And then it shows all of our market center information down at the bottom. There is our market center logo, number, and name, as well as our brokerage license number and all of the information on how to find our location.
Question.
Yeah.
How do I get to this page?
So all I did, oh no. All I did was go to the consumer portion of commands and I clicked directly on my little URL here.
Got it. Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so while this all looks, it looks professional, it looks streamlined, but is it really me? Because anytime that you have a business, regardless of what that business is, there should be a brand behind it. There should be, whether you want to use specific colors or you want to use a particular way of speech. It's completely up to you, because at the end of the day, you're all 1099 employees and this is your business. You are small business owners. Congratulations. So you can customize this so that it really does speak to you. These pictures in the background, I have no tie to them. If I was a real estate agent using this site at a high level, I would love to put pictures of homes that I have sold in the past. It would show some work that I've done, you know, it kind of creates an online portfolio for you. So how do we edit this information? I'm so glad I asked that. So we are back to our consumer page. You go to site and app settings. There's a little button in the top right-hand corner. Now, this is general settings. So this is the agent site hero text, which is the main text that was right above our search bar. The let's get started today. We can change that to whatever we want. The agent site hero image. Those are all those real pretty pictures in the background that I have no tie to. You can upload pictures to here and it will actually change the pictures in the background. Right now, they're just kind of there and, you know, they're there. But this is where you can upload those pictures of the homes that you've sold, or homes that you like if you haven't sold any. You can kind of create, and this is where we come back to branding. Like if you want to make sure that you're selling high-end luxury homes, put high-end luxury pictures. The people that go to your site don't know that you haven't sold those homes. It's all about perception and how you are perceived. I tell people if they're doing open houses on listings from the office, if you want to work in $1 million market, then do open houses on $1 million properties. You're not going to get those $1 million clients by doing homes on $100,000 homes or open houses on $100,000 homes. There are more things down here. Interesting. So yeah, upload pictures, change the text, all of that jazz. You can also do featured listings on your agent website. So you can just click select listings and search for, you always want to search by all listings. But you can search for whatever listing that is yours because you don't want to take somebody else's, obviously. You can select more than one. So we hit done. Those are my featured listings. If you do want to ever advertise someone else's listings, you do need the permission of that agent first. Sounds like a silly thing to reiterate, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. A lot of agents are more than happy to allow you to do advertising. Yes.
Where did you get the old listings?
So there's a fancy little button that says select listings.
Right.
This pops up. There is this drop down here that says only my listings. No?
Is that search?
Is it your screen fully expanded? Is your screen like fully expanded? All big? Let me see.
I got nothing.
Try to search for a property real quick. I want to take a look at that later. Thank you. Okay, so. You all tracking so far? You following me?
Yes.
Fantastic. So we went through the general settings. We went through the featured listings. There's also a theme option. If you are not a red and white Keller Williams person. Where are
I
you?
wasn't the featured listings. I was just.
Oh. Okay, fantastic. We're fixing things and we don't even know we're fixing them. So you can choose a different color theme. While there are slim choices, they have the KW red and the KW dark. So you can choose that. I myself prefer the darker colors. So that's where we go. And you always want to make sure you're updating and saving and all of those things while you are moving. Command does not yet auto save for us, so we don't want to do a bunch of work and then lose it. And then agent site pages. This is all those little subsections that we were talking about when we had that drop down menu. So you can edit these at any point in time. There's the descriptions and everything like that. And then you can always add a page. I am going to go over to this agent site pages because down here, you can edit the page title and the URL, the little like after the slash. But if you go to agent site pages, this is where you'll see the actual pages. Now I can view this about us right now and it will tell me about the company. I didn't put anything in there, so it's not telling me about the company. But I can edit this by clicking these little 3 dots. You can edit or delete. Now this is neat because it is almost identical. Almost identical to the landing pages that we create. And it is a very intuitive system. It works very, very well, in my opinion. You basically, this on the left-hand side, this is going to show you exactly how it's set up. On the right-hand side, you see your widgets that you can pull over onto the main screen, which we're going to mess with in a little bit. And then if you ever want to change anything, you can always go to configure widgets, where you will be able to go through and change what these say. Questions, concerns? Okay, we're going to keep on rolling then. So we went over the agent site. We went over where these little subsection sites are and what they look like, how to add all the information. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to landing pages, which that's where we will dive a little deeper into how to edit those little subsection pages. That's going to go through and delete my 9 million drafts. By the way, this is how you delete landing pages. Okay, so, whoops, don't have any pages. We're going to create one. If I wanted to put a little subsection page on my agent website that was advertising my open house for 123 Main Street, everyone's favorite address, I would label it that so that, or you can honestly even do typing is difficult sometimes. So I'm creating a little agent site page that says upcoming open houses, which is really, really neat because you can actually have this attached to your agent website so that they say, you know, about you as an agent, about Keller Williams as a company. And then you could do a featured listing page if you wanted to. You can do an upcoming open house page. I'm actually going to see something really quick because I think I did this wrong. I did. I just wanted to go back to agent sites because I want this to be like a little subsection page. Now you get to choose if it's on your agent site or a landing page is completely separate URL, separate everything. So we want to do this on the agent site. I love it when it saves it for me so I don't have to type. Okay, so now we have a blank box here pretty much. It shows us all this big white area. So we can actually go through, we want to drag these widgets over so that it has all the fun stuff. And what I'm finding is that there are less widgets on the agent site page for some reason. I do not know if we're not looking right. That's interesting. Some of this stuff you have to like go in and play with it every once in a while because they are constantly making changes to command, and which is awesome because they're updating it to where we want it to eventually be. But anytime you want to use these widgets, you just kind of drag it things over. You have your agent profile. It tells us about you. All of this information is pulled from the marketing profile. So during a training, I changed my bio to insert bio here. It pulls some of this information, like it says that I'm the lead listing agent at Royals Realtors. I am not. So if you go and you configure your widgets, you'll see that I have the opportunity to change some of that information. And we would save and apply. This obviously has to do with my agent info. So we'll change that. We'll save it. Fantastic. I now published the page. So if I do a little refresh, there should be a page here. Oh. I'm adding a new page and there's agent info that was created today. So I'm going to continue. And you're going to see that it's going to pull over here once it loads fully. And that is how we add the pages. It's not pulling over all the information yet, but I'm sure that's just a loading error. We are going to head on over to landing pages. Does anyone have any questions for me right now?
I do.
Yeah.
How do you rearrange? Like you pulled those two widgets over because I've tried to do this. How do you rearrange the order of the widgets once they're in the workable space?
I like the question and I appreciate it. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. We're going to show you on the landing pages when we get into that. Did you have a question, Daniel? Okay. So when you want to create a landing page, let me see if it looks any different. No. Okay, so like what I was just checking was that there does seem to be more widgets that you can use if you're using it as a landing page that is separate from your agent site. Which makes sense because there's all those little things that I showed you originally where you can put featured listings and stuff like that. So using a landing page is always a good idea too sometimes, especially for when you want it somewhere for someone to go to after they're doing a campaign or something like that. Which if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will at some point in time. We'll do upcoming open houses. This is where we're going to show off a little bit. All right, so if I put in a lead form And then I put in my agent branding. My lead form, and then my branded header. Okay, so obviously I would want my branded header up first. So now when you click on something, you can see that you're clicking on it because there is the little blue box around it. So if I click on the area that where my branded header is, I click on it, a blue box surrounds it. Does everybody see that? So now there's a little action bar over here. You could trash it, you could duplicate it, you can move it, or you can arrow up. We're gonna click arrow up. That was anticlimactic. What I just did was I grabbed this little move symbol and I clicked it and held it down and I dragged it. Do you see that, Rain?
Yes, I do. I think I missed the highlighted blue box to have that little action bar come up.
Absolutely. Bear with me, my computer is trying to send me a message apparently. Oh, the weather. I don't know if you guys on Zoom could see that, but a white box popped up on my screen and I did not put it there. Yeah, so just make sure that it is highlighted and then you can just move it using that little key. If you try to just kind of grab it without the thing, I've done that before, like without it being highlighted, and it gets all confused and it's like, it doesn't know where to go. So highlighting it using the little move guy, that's our ticket there. Okay, now I am going to put in a listing. I'm going to take that bad boy, drag it over. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like a little green line that's showing me where this is going to go. Because I'm still holding on to it with my mouse key clicked down. There's a little green line there. So I'm going to put it right in between my branded header and my lead form. I dropped it. It's there. Beautiful home that I do not own. Now, if we wanted to change this information, say we're happy with what this is, if I wanted to throw in a text box to kind of be like, open house coming soon. Open house. All right, so obviously you can dress that up, you can make that look however you want, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that all of the information on the page is relevant information to you. So we have everything here that we want to use for our little landing page. Next, we will configure the widgets. It is telling me right away that I have not selected a listing. So I'm going to browse my listings here. This one looks cool. I'm going to select it. Obviously, if I was actively, selling real estate, I'm going to have an open house. I'm going to use my, actual open house. So I selected my listing, save and apply, very key. And now you'll see it's updating. And now you see my little home is there from Iowa City. It has all the information and has a map. It's got all the things. And then we would just publish the page. So now if I wanted to send that to someone or use that URL for one reason or another, I would go to my landing pages portion of command and the URL is right here. I right clicked, copy link address. And just to kind of show you what we're looking at. I'm going to paste. And you can see right there. It's exactly how we set it up. Questions, concerns?
I don't have any listings yet, so I use that same big house thing you used.
Okay, sounds good. We're all gonna go and buy a house in Iowa City.
Okay,
So what you can do if you don't have any listings, say you wanted to do like a Facebook ad campaign or something like that, you can
Mhm.
see on Paragon what other listings our office holds, or talk to some of the agents, or use our internal Facebook page, and you can ask, hey, I want to do a Facebook campaign on somebody's property. Does anybody have one?
okay,
You know what I mean? Because any
Yep.
of those leads that come in, they could potentially be for you. And any of the leads that come in could potentially sell that house for the other agent in our office.
nice. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, if that is all, I'm gonna close the class early today and let you guys get on to doing all the fun stuff that you're gonna be doing. And I will talk to you all soon.
Thank you.